Welcome to another drawing from Let's Have Fun Drawing Together. Let's dive right into today's story.
The Destiny of Megara, an extraordinary adventure in a distant land where hills glimmered like gold and the sky appeared hand-painted by a divine artist, lived a young woman named Megara. Meg, as she was affectionately called, was known throughout Greece not only for her beauty but also for her unyielding spirit. What truly set her apart, however, was her past. An intricate story of courage, love, and sacrifice. Megara had been saved by the hero Hercules, the demigod of extraordinary strength, and together they had faced countless adventures. Yet, Megara's life had never been easy. After finding her happy ending with Hercules, she thought her struggles were finally over. But fate had other plans. A mysterious invitation. One summer morning, as the sun bathed the marble columns of Zeus's temple in golden light, Meg received a letter. The scroll was wrapped in a golden ribbon and carried the scent of ambrosia. Upon opening it, she found an elegantly written message. "Dear Megara, you have shown courage and strength that few mortals possess, but your destiny is yet to be fulfilled. Come to the Temple of Moira before the next full moon. There, you will discover your true mission." Meg raised an eyebrow. "My true mission? Haven't I had enough already?" she muttered. Yet deep down, she knew she couldn't ignore the call. Hercules, who was training with his trusted winged horse Pegasus, noticed Meg's thoughtful expression. "Meg, is everything all right?" he asked, approaching her. "I received this," she replied, handing him the letter. Hercules read it carefully and then smiled. "The Moirai don't just write to anyone. This must be important." Meg sighed. "You know how I feel about prophecies and preordained destinies, but if it truly is important, I suppose I have no choice." Hercules placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You're not in this alone. I'll go with you." Megara smiled at him gratefully. And so, together with Pegasus, they set off for the Temple of Moira, unaware of the trials that lay ahead. The three trials. The Temple of Moira stood atop a mountain shrouded in thick mist. When Megara and Hercules arrived, they were greeted by Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos, the three fates. They were imposing and mysterious, their eyes seeming to pierce through one's soul. "Megara?" began Clotho the youngest, who spun the thread of life. "You have been summoned because your destiny is entwined with that of humanity." "The world is in peril," continued Lachesis, who measured the thread. "An ancient, dark force sealed away centuries ago is stirring." "And only you can stop it," concluded Atropos, who cut the thread. "But first, you must face three trials. Each trial will test a different part of your character: courage, wisdom, and heart." Megara felt overwhelmed. "Me? But I'm not a hero like Hercules. Why me?" "Because it's not strength that saves the world," Clotho answered with an enigmatic smile. "It's the heart." Hercules squeezed Meg's hand. "We're in this together, the Lax trials. We'll face these trials as a team." But the Moirai shook their heads. "Only Megara can face the trials. You, hero, must wait here." Megara swallowed hard but then lifted her chin. "All right, I'm ready." The first trial. The Cave of Fear. The first trial led Megara to a dark cave, where every shadow seemed alive. A deep voice echoed around her. "Face your greatest fears, or be consumed by them." Suddenly, visions of her past appeared before her. She saw the moment she sacrificed everything for love, only to be betrayed. She relived the pain of being imprisoned by Hades, and the fear of losing Hercules. Megara felt overwhelmed. But then she remembered Hercules' words. "The past doesn't define who you are. Only your choices do." Taking a deep breath, she confronted the visions. "You're not real. My past has made me stronger, and I won't let fear control me." The shadows dissipated, and a warm light filled the cave. Megara had passed the first trial. The second trial. The Riddle of Wisdom. The second trial brought Megara to an enchanted garden, where an ancient guardian awaited her. It was a being made of light, with eyes that sparkled like stars. "To pass this trial, you must solve a riddle," said the guardian. "If you fail, you will remain here forever." The riddle was complex, speaking of choices, consequences, and the value of sacrifice. Megara thought carefully, drawing on all the lessons her experiences had taught her. Finally, she answered confidently. The guardian smiled. You have shown rare wisdom. The second trial is complete. The third trial. The heart of the hero. For the third trial, Megara was taken to a village ravaged by an army of shadows. The inhabitants wept and begged for help. To pass this trial, a voice said, you must choose, save the village or retrieve the artifact needed to stop the darkness. Megara knew time was short, but seeing the desperation in the villagers' eyes, she made her decision. I can't abandon these people. With courage and resourcefulness, she fought off the shadows and led the villagers to safety. In the end, the village was saved, and the artifact appeared in her hands as if by magic. A voice resonated. You have proven that the true heart of a hero lies in love and compassion. You have passed the third trial. An unexpected gift. Before leaving the village, an elderly woman approached Megara with an object wrapped in embroidered cloth. This is for you, she said in a trembling voice. It is said to belong to one with a pure heart. Megara unwrapped the package to find a luminous stone radiating a soft, comforting glow. It's an amulet of courage, the woman explained. It will guide you in moments of doubt. Megara accepted the gift with gratitude, feeling the weight of her new responsibility, but also a reassuring warmth. Hercules, watching from afar, realized how much Megara had grown and how her spirit had become even stronger. An encounter with the Twilight Keeper. On her way back to the Temple of Moira, Megara encountered an enigmatic entity who introduced himself as the Twilight Keeper. He was a being, wrapped in a cloak of stars, with a voice that seemed to come from another world. Megara, your trials are not over yet, said the Keeper. You have shown courage, wisdom, and heart, but now you must face yourself. What awaits you at the temple will test every belief you have. Megara stared at him, feeling a shiver run down her spine. What if I fail? Do not fear failure, replied the Keeper. Fear not trying. Remember, true heroism is not in the absence of fear, but in persevering in the face of it. Quote. With those cryptic words, the Keeper disappeared, leaving Megara with a new resolve. The Seal of Darkness. With the trials completed, Megara returned to the Temple of Moira. There, she was given a magical seal, the only object capable of stopping the ancient dark force. Quote. The Fates smiled at her. You have proven yourself to be more than a mere mortal. You are a true hero. Hercules welcomed her with a hug. I knew you could do this. Together, they faced the ancient dark force that was awakening, using the magical seal and the lessons Meg had learned during her trials. But the battle that lay ahead would test not only their courage, but also the bond that bound them together. The dawn of battle. The night was thick and still as Megara and Hercules stood before the portal that led to the prison of darkness. The air was thick with tension, and the ground beneath their feet trembled slightly, as if the earth itself sensed the impending danger. The seal glowed in Meg's hands, pulsing like a living heart. This is where everything ends, Meg said, looking at Hercules. Or at least, this is where everything changes. Hercules squeezed her hand. No matter what happens, let's face this together. As they stepped through the portal, they were greeted by a surreal landscape. The darkness wasn't simply an absence of light. It was alive, a palpable force that seemed to want to engulf them. At the center of that nothingness pulsed a titanic being, wreathed in black flames and swirling shadows. It was Nyx, the ancient goddess of the night. Quote, Mortals, Nyx hissed, do you truly believe you can stop an eternal force? Megara stepped forward, the seal clutched in her hands. It's not strength that stops you, Nyx, it's heart. Nyx laughed, a laugh that echoed like 1,000 thunderclaps. We will see if your heart is enough. The Light Reborn. Megara placed the seal on the dark heart and spoke the words the fates had whispered in her mind. A blinding light exploded, slicing away all shadow. Nyx screamed, and her titan form dissolved, trapped forever in the seal. Quote. When the light faded, Hercules ran to Megara. He found her kneeling, the seal clutched in her hands, her face pale but serene. "Meg," he cried, wrapping his arms around her. "We did it," she whispered, smiling tiredly. "The darkness is over," quote. The fates appeared once more. "Megara, your sacrifice has saved the world. But your heart is too strong to be broken. You have been given a gift," quote. With a wave of their hands, the fates healed Megara, restoring her strength and life. A new beginning. With the darkness sealed and the world safe, Megara and Hercules returned home, welcomed as heroes. But for Meg, the real triumph was not in the applause, but in the knowledge that she had found her true strength. From that day on, Megara was remembered not only as Hercules' companion, but as a hero in her own right. And as the sun set over Greece, illuminating the golden hills, Meg and Hercules looked toward the future, ready to face anything together.
Thank you for watching. Watch another video on our channel. Let's have fun drawing together, where another unique character embarks on a new adventure.